A legend has passed away. It's a true national loss. But what he leaves behind is a legacy and a very inspiring story. And you know the best part? Not once in all the chatter that a billionaire has passed away, but a good man, a noble soul, and above all, an ethical entrepreneur has passed away. There is so much to learn, and it's a small tribute from all of us at Exhibit since he has touched so many lives. And let's start from his famous words: a promise is a promise. These were the golden words used by Sir Ratan Tata during the 2008 launch of the Tata Nano. You see, at that time, nobody believed that Tata Motors could deliver on his promise of a 1 lakh rupee car. That was revolutionary. They even ridiculed Sir Ratan Tata for making false promises to grab headlines. But the moment he drove the Tata Nano onto the stage and proclaimed the famous words,
"A promise is a promise."
Sir Ratan Tata bolstered his already rich and legacy and cemented himself in the hearts of all of us Indians. I used to live in Calcutta at that point of time. I know what happened in Shingur, but that's history. Now imagine today's time. Born in 1937, Ratan Naval Tata already hailed from a family that was business royalty. But unlike other millionaires or some millionaires, from his time, he wasn't handled life on a silver platter. He started his career in the Tata Group in a managerial position in Jamshedpur. And it was only in 1991 that the great J.R.D. Tata elevated him to the position of chairman of Tata Sons. During his 21-year tenure, the revenue of Tata Group grew over 40 times and profit over 50 times. Basically, from $4 billion to $100 billion revenue he lifted. That's commendable. In 1995, he pushed for consolidating ownership within the Tata Sons Group, which led to the selling of many underperforming businesses. But he did that ethically. In 1998, Ratan Tata oversaw the launch of the Tata Indica, India's first indigenously designed and manufactured car. Again, that was a big step in the right direction. 2 years later, in 2000, Tata Tea acquired Tetley, a British company, which was the company's first overseas acquisition. That led to many others in the future. In 2001, Tata Consultancy Services or TCS was launched as a standalone company, and there's a video that we have made separately on the link below. It became the key driver for the group. In 2021, TCS acquired a market capitalization of $200 billion. Yes, making it the first Indian IT company to achieve this valuation. In the following year, Tata Communications acquired VSNL, India's international telecom provider, and in 2004, the South Korean car maker Daewoo was added to Tata Motors kitty, giving the company a strong foothold in the Asian car market. Yes, Sir Ratan Tata, like us, was a true petrol head. In 2005, Ratan Tata expanded Tata's footprint in the telecom sector by acquiring Tyco Global Network, an undersea cable network company. You see, it's so diverse companies that he was managing. And in 2007 came the big Chorus Group acquisition that made India the world leader in steel production. It was big news, and it was again a European takeover. But then came the year 2008, the biggest one. The Jaguar and the Land Rover were struggling with financial losses, and the brands were on the verge of losing their integrity and legacy. It was under Sir Ratan Tata's leadership that Tata Motors acquired the iconic British brands for a whopping $2.3 billion. In fact, for FY24, Jaguar Land Rover reported revenue of $29 billion respectively. Again, critics quickly questioned whether an Indian company could successfully manage such historic luxury brands. Ratan Tata proved them all wrong, returning Jaguar and Land Rover to profitability and expanding their global footprint. JLR expanded Tata Motors' reach to over 130 countries, contributing up to 80% of the company's revenue in certain years. In fact, paving the way for Mahindra and others to follow. Following this acquisition, several huge launches like Range Rover Evoque, the Jaguar F-Pace, the Range Rover, overall the Land Rover Discovery, the Defender took place in 2008. Was such a monumental year for Tata Motors. For one more reason, on the fateful day of January 10 at Pragati Maidan, Sir Ratan Tata announced the launch of the world's cheapest production car, a proper four-seater, the Tata Nano. It was bold and an ambitious project aimed at providing Indian families a safe, affordable alternative to two-wheelers, making car ownership in a rapidly growing economy for everybody very, very easy. Even today, the Nano remains a symbol of Ratan Tata's vision to make mobility accessible to all. Despite the commercial challenges, the Made in India dream of car ownership a reality for millions of Indians. In 2010, Ratan Tata led TCS to achieve $10 billion in revenue, making it the first Indian IT company to do that ever. He finally retired in 2012, but the Tata Group has still stuck to his pioneering spirit and continued to dream big, all laid by his foundation. Only last year, it brought the Indian manufacturing facility to Taiwan's Winston, becoming the first Indian company to join Apple's supply chain as an iPhone assembler. Ratan Tata has no doubt put India on the world map and left a lasting legacy for us to savor. But did you know about some of his lesser known achievements? Now, did you know, for example, that he was a licensed pilot and in 2007 became the first Indian to fly the F-16 Falcon, an American supersonic fighter jet? He was not only a petrolhead, he was a fighter jet pilot. Also, he holds a degree in architecture from Cornell University. In fact, he has also said that architecture was his first love, but he built great companies, so it's okay. Do you know that Ratan Tata was offered a job in IBM very early in his career, but he chose to stay with the Tata Group and work on the shop floor at Tata Steel in Jamshedpur. This hands-on experience played a crucial role in shaping his leadership style, because you have to start from the ground. And I guess this is not a big secret, but Ratan Tata was a big philanthropist. Much of his wealth goes to social causes via Tata Trusts, which fund education, healthcare, rural development, and more. He is known to make anonymous donations to individual causes and has refused to be publicly acknowledged for his philanthropy on several occasions. He is also the recipient of Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan, very, very acclaimed India's highest civilian honors. He has left us, but his legacy will endure for generations, and his vision will continue to shape the future of Indian business on the world stage. Thank you, Sir Ratan Tata, for showing us the power of dreams, for showing us the strength and integrity and the spirit of India. I had a personal encounter with him where I requested and sent him a direct email to come for one of our startup events, for which he replied himself within 30 minutes. Imagine how many people must be sending him an email of his. I'm showing you at the end that copy of the email. And then after 3 years, I again sent him an invite to be speaking at a leadership summit where all the top leaders were there, At that time, his colleague replied, because he thought that startup was his more involvement. And for this, which is a much more fanfare, which all the top leaders are there, he had no interest in networking or to make limelight. That was him, and that is this. He has not only touched me and touched you and touched so many people. In other words, he has shown that if you are truly humble and if you truly work hard, you can find your way. And at the end, it doesn't matter, because when you die a good man, not a rich man. See you in the next one. If you like this, please share. And if you've learned something, please drop in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.